Double up in YouTube, rival gaming here.
So in this Grounded 2 video, I'm going to be showing you all some of the best locations to make a base at. I also made timestamps as well in this video so you all can just navigate through this video to check out each base location in this easily. And keep in mind, I do try to cover quite a bit at each base location too, so you know what you're getting yourself into at each location. I also showed a bonus one real quick at the end of this that has a good point of view just for your guys' support over checking out this video. Speaking of support, if you do find this enjoyable, consider leaving a like on it. Let's see if we can get this video to surpass 500 likes. That'd be freaking amazing. It would also help get this pushed out to more players so more players can know about these good base locations. As always, that's totally up to you though. Just leave a reminder here in the beginning. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into all of these now though. Enjoy. Alrighty, so first base location is going to be located right over here next to the ice cream cart. A lot of you may be familiar with this area. It's a tough area to take on, and there's a unique weapon that you can pick up in there called the icicles, which I've made a guide over how to get those in a previous video. That video will actually pop up at the end of this video. You just got to simply click on it if you're interested on how to get those. I go over some major tips on how to get them. But yeah, the ice cream cart is a really handy spot to build a base at. For one, as you can see, we're at an outpost. There will be a few enemies when you first arrive here. I actually just got here, so let me take on this real quick. Yeah, the reason why I just got here, I actually want to show you what's all inside the outpost too when you first arrive there. So I just had to load an old save. I've already been here in the past. But yeah, here's the room that you have working with around here. That little canopy above with the leaf. And if you head over here in this direction, you can find a bunch of gnats and clovers and whatnot around. So it's pretty resourceful there. Also, you'll find some random things that you can just dig up here too for some food. If you're low on food, as you can see. You might find some grubs digging up these, or larvae. As you know, you can get grub meat from grubs sometimes. Also, most importantly, the reason why this is an awesome spot to build a base at is because of the outpost here. First off, you can analyze things. Also, you got this screen, the comms array, that helps continue the main story. And look at all these bandages you can pick up here as well. Tons of bandages, tons of arrows that you can get. There's also a ranger station here, of course, within the outpost. And if you head in here, there's more arrows, special kind of arrows, mint arrows. You also have a bed that you can use. Nice bed you can just lay down in. Granola bars as well that you can pick up. My inventory is currently full. Don't worry about that though. I'm just trying to show you what's all here. You can also find this Blazing Brew, Spicy Shard, Bug Rubber, and Milkweed Tuff. Blazing Brew is specifically really handy to take on the ice cream cart area. It keeps you warm. And so are the spicy shards. But there's only a little bit. There's better ways to get that really quickly. But yeah, if you head down here, most importantly, you have a freaking water cooler. Infinite water supply right here. Guys, just slurp some water from this thing. Yeah! Also, there's granola bar and these things that will heal you and nearby allies. They're called Hiabasa. And you got some more mint arrows right here. And another granola bar over here on this lab workbench. So that's another thing you can utilize here too. You got a workbench already made for you. So yeah, that's the reason why this is a great spot to make a base at. I almost said camp because I'm used to playing Fallout 76, don't mind me. But let's carry on to the next one. I'm going to try to get through these quickly. Okay, so this next one's going to be in a nice secluded area, and I personally love the way this one looks. It's at the edge of the map over here. Over here you have a good amount of space to work with to create your base, and look at this tree. This reminds me of, and look at how this is formed. It just reminds me of something out of Dr. Seuss right here. I just love the way this looks. I think it's a great aesthetic to have around at your base. There's also plenty of resources around too. Let's just say, for one, there are loads of sap around this vicinity and dry grass. There's more than just that. Be sure to be looking around the big tree too. You'll find some good resources around there. Specifically for one, a mega milk molar will be underneath the big tree right over here. You can just squeeze in between this big pine cone and the mega milk molar will be right here. I'm not going to get too involved with everything that's around this area. Just come and check it out. Alrighty, so this next one is going to be located in the very beginning. You start out right here, so if you just head over here, you can find another ranger outpost. This is the Snack Bar Ranger Outpost. And this one is specifically a good spot for a starter base. So if you're just starting out, this is a good spot to set up a base. Keep in mind in the future, one of the future updates, we will be able to transfer our bases easily I heard, so that will be something really handy to use. So if you already started a major base and you don't feel like remaking it, I think we're going to be able to transfer them in the future, as long as you got space to transfer it at that location. But the reason why specifically this is a good spot to make a base, you got all this room to work with. As you can see, this is where I started my base at. And you also have this giant tree root right here. And the reason why this is handy is because you can place a sap collector on this and generate you sap over time pretty efficiently. As you can see, they're called sap catchers. It's just going to require 1 acorn top, 2 weed stems, and 4 crude ropes. Okay, so here's just a quick example of the sap catcher in action. In order for this to work, see it says invalid surface, but it doesn't say invalid surface on the side of this tree root. So just go ahead and place it and then build it. And voila, over time, this will collect sap. You can see some sap already on this tree. Keep in mind, you can place more than one too. So once again, a good starter spot for this reasoning. And we can't forget about the outpost itself. We got the analyzer right here to analyze new things, to unlock new recipes. There will be some goodies in here too that you could pick up. I've already scavenged this place and don't have a load that goes back far enough though for this area to show you like what all you can scavenge in here. But there are some things you can get while you're in here on the shelves and whatnot, as well as a chest over here. But yeah, there's also a comms array in here that you can use and a ranger station too. Unfortunately, this ranger outpost doesn't have a water cooler that you can utilize for infinite water supply or a bed. But if you are needing some more sap, there are some more in here, and there's some slime mold stalk you can use for torches if you're needing some. Plenty of those around in this vicinity too. Okay, so right over here will be the next best base location. It's located at the Ranger Outpost Ceremony. Keep in mind, these are in like no particular order of which one's the best, but specifically making bases around outposts is amazing. It's very resourceful to have them next to outposts, so you might as well take advantage of that. It's like 2 bases in one. Keep in mind, when you first come over here, there will be some spiders to take on, controlled spiders specifically, but nothing too difficult to take on. You should be able to take them on. But yeah, over in this area, you also have another tree root here that you can set up a sap catcher at if you want. Most importantly, you have plenty of room to work with as well here. And there's also some mushrooms over there that you can utilize. And what the heck, there's a freaking scorpion. This didn't happen before. Alright, I think that's all the enemies now. Ooh, I got the Stabby Stinger trinket just now too. That is a very rare one. Makes it so I have venom damage. The infinite Stabby Stinger trinket. Awesome. That's really rare. It's like a 5% chance to get that. Can't believe I just got that while recording. But yeah, as you can see though, this is a great location to make a camp at, or base. There's mushrooms that you can chop over there. Plenty of dry grass around in the vicinity. Of course, the further you go, the more resources you're going to find. Now let's go ahead and take a look in the outpost. There's plenty in here that you can utilize as well. If we head this way, we got a water cooler right at the top here, so we don't have to travel far like at the ice cream cart. The reason why I like the ice cream cart, it prepares you more for the snow area. Trust me, that is a tough area to take on, so it's good to have a base nearby in my opinion. Also, it's very resourceful in general over there. But yeah, we got the water cooler right here, pretty much as soon as you enter the outpost, which is convenient. An analyzer right here. And we got all these goodies as well that you can find, and brittle quartz shards. Also, there's a chest right here. In here you can find a mite loaf, which is food, acorn bits, and pollen arrow. This is an arrow specifically great to go against pesky flying critters. Also, you can find the ranger station right over here. You can find granola bars, of course, randomly around in here too. Those are very awesome to use. I actually need to eat right now, so I'll go ahead and just show you it for an example. Once you use a granola bar, check this out. It's like instantaneous healing. It's amazing. But yeah, that's it for this area. It's a smaller outpost, but it's nice and conveniently right by where you gotta go. There's also a comms array right here. And other than that, that's it. No customizations here. There are at other outposts, which I'll be sharing that here in a little. Let's keep this moving. Now this next one's going to be located over here at the Statue Outpost. The reason why this is a good location, not just because of the outpost, but once again, there's plenty of resources around the outpost too. Like I mentioned before, the outpost just acts as like a second base nearby for you with resources that you can utilize instead of having to run to an outpost to use them. You can just simply go right into it if it's next to your base. So yeah, as you can see, you got this flat ground right here that you can use right outside the outpost. Good flat ground to build on. Also, right down here, you can find, well, there's a dewdrop right here, but that's not my intention of coming down here. You can find clay. This is a great resource used for a lot of things. So it's good to know that clay is right by the area. You can find different clay rocks around. Also clovers, and there's gnats around this water too that you can use. And we got another area where you can put a sap collector down if you want on this tree root here. Yeah, there's some more clay rocks right there. Now you can also find plenty of food as well that you can eat around in this vicinity. Pesky freaking mosquito on me. Oh, here's something that you can use for food right here. But yeah, around in the area you can find good food to eat to fulfill your hunger. And inside this outpost, it is messy, you will notice, and doesn't have as much resources around. Yeah, something crazy happened here. But you can find an analyzer right here. You can find some marble shards here. I believe there's some more around in this area too. I think I've already scavenged it a bit. You can also find snail fragments right here. That's really rare, especially right now. They're not so easy to take out since we can't really bust our snail shell right now until we get the next Omni upgrade. Anyways, you can also find a ranger station in here, as well as a Scab 2K customizer and an Omni tool customizer. So, you can customize your Omni tool, and you can customize your Scab 2K collector too. And you can also find blueberry chunks in here. Comms array is smashed inside this place, I will say. Over here you can find fiber bandages and more blueberry chunks. And they really don't like this lady, whoever was in here previously. I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, unfortunately there's not a water cooler in here that you can utilize though. Also, unfortunately, there's not a bed in this one either. Okay, so this next one will be located right up here at the fire pit outpost. Be warned though, when you do come up here, there will be a cockroach, a controlled cockroach. But once you take it out, you shouldn't have to deal with it again. So just letting you know, there's going to be something here that looks freaking crazy that you're going to have to take on. But I had no problem taking it on. I don't think you will either. Anyways, yeah, so you have all this room right here to work with. Once again, be checking the nearby areas around. You will find some useful things, such as plenty of dry grass for one. Things you can dig up for food. If you head that way, you'll find more food and possibly some spiders. And keep in mind, you can find some other resourceful things around, like dandelions and whatnot. But I don't want to extend this too long. Just want to get to the point of why this is a good location. Down here in the outpost, you can find, first off, a ranger station right here. Comms array right here to continue the storyline. An analyzer right here. Super important. Inside this room, you can find beds. So yes, this one has beds to use. Anyways, from the bedroom area, if you head over here, you can find plenty of grass planks, which is awesome to start out a base. You can find tons of them right here for you. You don't have to cut or do anything. Lots of grass planks around, plant fiber, fiber bandages. Look at all these. I think I've taken some before in here. You can also find some weed stems right here you can build with too. All ready to go. Plenty to work with right here to get your base started. Saves you a bit of heavy hauling. A lot of it's right here. Got some sap right here. And most importantly as well, we got a water cooler that we can use here too. Freaking amazing. Anyways, carrying on from that room where you can find tons of resources at. If you head down here, find some food like granola bar, arrows, spicy arrows specifically. These will, do spicy damage. And yeah, that's what you got working with inside this outpost. Definitely a handy one to utilize, especially how you got all this to start off with, and a water cooler not too far within the place. Carry on to the next one. Alright, so I'm going to start moving a little faster here. This next one's going to be located at the trash bags outpost, which is located right here on the map. This is actually a good spot if you're looking for a higher up area to make with a view. As you can see, you can find the outpost down here, but you can build your base up here. I'll go ahead and just take you up there real quick. You'll also find mushrooms and, butterflies, grass, and, plenty of other kinds of resources around, like pine needles as well specifically. That's another good one that's up here. But yeah, you can build a base right up here if you want. You have a nice overview of the area right here. Or you could build your base over here on this cut up log. I mean, you got plenty of choices around in the vicinity. Or you could just build your base on the flat ground that's down here. You got plenty of room to work with down here. There'll also be some controlled larvae and ants around here, so you'll have to take those out. But don't worry, they won't spawn back after you take them out. Anyways, carrying on here, let's go ahead and head inside the outpost now. There's plenty of good resources inside here that you may want to check out. This is locked at the moment, but we of course have an analyzer in here. Ranger station right here. If we head back here, we have a water cooler. Yeah! You can fill up your canteen as well with this water cooler, so if you want to take some water on the go, you can do that. Also, there's a chest in here with Hedgelord. This is a really good drink that will regenerate your health over time. There's blueberry chunks in here and an aphid honey drew in here. This will restore small amounts of your hunger and thirst. It also heals you too. Anyways, you can also find some granola bars on this. Quite a bit actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 granola bars on this shelf you can find alone. Some fiber bandages, and another granola bar on this desk here. And lastly, we got the comms array right here. No bed, unfortunately, in this outpost, but nonetheless, you can always make a bed outside if you want. Be sure to have a look around the vicinity for other resources that you can utilize. Plenty more than what I just shared, of course. Just trying to make this quick. Okay, so this next one's going to be located at the Pine Hill Outpost. You can find that right over here on the map. Not too far from the picnic table area. Over here, I will say first off, I just want to show you all, if you head over to this location, you can find 2 milk molars right over here, guarded by this spider. Which, by the way, if you're curious about how I get any of these weapons that I'm using, that video will pop up at the end of this video. But yeah, pretty nice, right? 2 milk molars nearby if you haven't got it. There's 1, and here's 2. Like, literally right by this outpost, so I had to share it. Also, right by this outpost, you have a nice tree here, which you can add some sap collectors to, if you want. I just want to point this out too. You could possibly make a base up here. If you're looking for like a treehouse style base, this could definitely be something you could tinker around with. You can get to the top by just heading this way, and voila! As you can see, you can place things up here. Pretty cool. I could see definitely some really interesting builds being built up here. You can also make a bridge over to this area if you wanted, instead of having to do that crazy jump I just did. The outpost is located right over here. This is in the Pine Hill area, so you're going to find plenty of pine needles around. Look at all that. I'm not going to cover every resource around, but I just showed you some pretty valuable things that are nearby. You can also find a good raw science up there, 500 worth right up there. Now let's head into the outpost. This is a little different. It's also another messy lab that you can discover. Ranger station right here. Analyzer right here. Unfortunately, the comms array is broken inside this one as well. But we got some customizers back here. Just like the one next to the statue area. You can find a chest here too, with some pine needles, lingonberry chunk, as well as unstable goo, and sticky liquid rage. This makes you stronger when you drink it. Also, there's some other things like sap. It doesn't have too much you can scavenge within here. You can also find some quartz shards on this. But yeah, let's keep this pushing now. Let's carry on to the next one. Alright, so this next base location will be located up here at the flower bed. This is near the statue area. In case you don't know how to get to the statue area, you just enter through here, the southern ascent. And this is a tunnel system that'll lead eventually out to the flower bed. You will have to go through like a little labyrinth area before you get out here. But yeah, you can find the outpost right by this blue ball over here. As you can see, there's a blue ball right up there. So yeah, you can make a base right here if you want, right before you enter the outpost. Or you can get on top of this area too, and there's plenty of flat ground up here by this blue ball that you can utilize. Jump on these, and you should be able to make it across. As you can see. There will be bees over here too. There's one right there. There's going to be plenty of other insects as well. But yeah, plenty of room to make a nice base up here. And to top it off, right down here inside the outpost, there are some valuable things that you can take advantage of. And a shortcut to get back into the statue area too. This is important to know about as well. So here's what we have to work with. We got a comms array right here, an analyzer right here. From here, you head this way. You can find a chest with some goodies in it. Larvania, sticky Mentito. This gets rid of sizzling. Caterpillar goop, and brittle marble shards. Then if we enter in here, we can find a ranger station right here, a granola bar right next to it. We can nab shelf back here with some more granola bars. These are so handy. Also find some blueberry bandages on these shelves. And if we head over here, we can find this scanner. Hold to use it to unlock this shortcut over here. This will take you out. You can't enter through this way until you unlock it, by the way. This would be a nice way to just enter into the statue area, but no, that's not how it works. You have to enter through this way to unlock this shortcut to get into the area. Pretty handy shortcut to know about. This will lead you to more resources that you can easily collect. And it's just a shortcut to get back into the statue area. Carrying on from this one. Okay, so this last one is a very sneaky outpost that you can find over here at the Rose Garden. This is another great base location to make one at. I'll be explaining why once I show you how to get over there. As you see from this outpost over here that I just showed you about the flower bed. Also, I showed you how to get into this area as well by taking this way to get in here. Once you get over to this area by the statue place, from here to find the Rose Garden section, just head this way. We're going to go into the far back corner over here against the wall. And we're just going to follow this wall all the way over here to this bush. Over here we're going to find a very sneaky entrance. And I will say, don't pass up this milk molar 2 that you can find in here. It'll be located right here at the bottom of this tree root. Anyways, once you grab that, just keep heading this way, and this will lead out to the Rose Garden right here. So now we've made it to where the outpost is located at on the other side of this fence. You can find the outpost right over here. As you can see, there it is. There's plenty of bees around in this vicinity that you can find in the garden. Oh, well, would you look at that? One's attacking me. So if you're needing bee material, I know bees are more of a rare insect to find. Definitely come here. You can also find the prey mantis here too. So watch out for him. But definitely a good creature to take on. Drops very valuable materials. Just have a look around. There's plenty of rare insects around in this vicinity to take on. There's gnats, mosquitoes, ladybugs, bees. You just saw a prey mantis as well. Also, you can build a base around here. Look at all this open room you got to work with. Definitely build something pretty cool here. There's a flower petal right outside of the base too. Oh yeah. Anyways, inside this outpost, there's a lot of goodies too. I mean, after all, it is super hidden. First off, you got the analyzer that you can utilize. The ranger station right here. Going further in, we have a water cooler in here. Yeah. Some bandages that you can pick up in here. Granola bars all over on these tables. We head this way. We can find this interesting specimen being analyzed. The bee, of course. A flower petal down here. A couple flower petals around. There's flowers outside of this place too, of course. You are in the Rose Garden. You find some brittle quartz shards. Some brittle marble shards too right there. Big flower petal there too. And a chest with Maccabees, feather arrows, nectar, and gum nuggets within there. Anyways, from here you can also find this blueberry chunk over here that I missed. Yeah, that's about it for this room. Heading back out, and this way you can find the comms array right there. But yeah, there you have it, everyone. 10 really good locations I recommend making a base at. Personally, I think the best base locations are next to outposts, so I showed you all of the outposts that are around in the game. You don't have to specifically do it right outside of the outpost. Just look around the vicinity of these outposts that I just showed you, and you'll find some good ones. It's good to have bases next to them because it's basically like 2 bases in one, like I mentioned before. Also, I did show you one that's not near an outpost as well. But yeah, I'm out of here, everyone. As always, most importantly, appreciate y'all taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, Peace.